Hello Capricorn, and welcome to this April 2025 reading. This can be a reading for any time you find this. It can also be just a reading for somebody who is drawn to the title, or you identify with the Capricorn energy right now and want to look for some inspiration, some answers, or some clarity. Okie dokie, let's see Capricorn, what is going on for you. We do have eclipse season and it is crazy, especially for the cardinal signs. This is going to be a big shift, so you're one of them. Ooh, the adjustment card, or in other decks the justice card. Is it? Yeah, that's right. This can be about, for some reason I want to say, smart contracts. It's very strange. This doesn't mean we're talking about Bitcoin or crypto. We are talking about, you know, forming alliances with people, and also being a good judge about it. I feel like this is very much important, I think, for Capricorn, who is often all business and, you know, getting ahead in their situation. So this can talk about legal matters as well. This can also talk about, of course, relationships, but more like relationships where we work with somebody. But of course also it can talk about marriage, but more this is the smart marriage as well, you know. So it's not just like the romantic marriage, this is like the contract. But at the same time, when we really look at this card, this adjustment card in the Crowley deck in depth, it is such deep symbolism that is going so much further than just the relationship thing, you know. This is the female version of the Fool, and she is the Harlequin archetype who is balancing every step on the way. So she is balancing on this tip of the sword, which is her truth, and she is doing it in a very artful way, always considering both sides and finding the equilibrium within, in her mind, in her body, in her whole being. She's the essential artist who can switch things around at any time. When she goes a little bit too far right, you know, it's in an instant she can switch it around and bring it back into balance. And she's a dancer. She's doing this in a very artful way. She is doing it with humor, and she can therefore weaken every argument, or strengthen every argument for that matter. You know, it's a very it's a very powerful energy, and it's very creative at the same time and very light. She's the judge as well, so it's a she energy. It's a feminine energy. When we go back into ancient Greek mythology, it's Pallas Athena. You know, it's like it's the goddess of logic as well, and the law. So it's quite she makes the rules, you know. She makes the rules. I love this card so much that I'm getting goosebumpy and tingly all over my body. It's like, so, I mean, it's a Libra card, so that's resonating maybe with some of you. Yeah, and it's a beautiful illustration. If you look at the card, it's just a very pretty card, I think. It's about geometry as well, so it's kind of about things being evened out, even though that's not necessarily the most creative thing always, but you know, it is about rules. So yeah, okay, wow. You're coming in. Oh, this could be finding a resolution after conflict with somebody, finding a way that works for all parties. Maybe you have fought for justice as well, fought for being treated fairly or getting a fair result out of something. 5 of Wands. So yeah, this could very much be like having to fight for a resolution that works for everybody. Maybe a settlement. I don't like those type of readings where it's like, oh, this is a settlement with it can be so many things, but we're talking about on a deeper level about fighting for balance, fighting for harmony, even fighting for peace. And I know that's such a oxymoron, but it is what it is, you know. We are full of contradictory stuff. Okay, so we're moving forward now with the 8 of Cups, and that's quite literally trying to get into the emotional place of being ready to move forward. It's a process. With the 8 of Cups, we're often not quite ready, but we are getting ready. We know we cannot stay here anymore. Everything has been felt. Everything that needs to be felt has been felt. It's giving hangover energy as well. The 8 of Cups can be a hangover type of energy where it's like, okay, now I went through all these motions, now I'm just like having a hard time moving, you know. It's like we've been through a lot, we've felt a lot, we've seen a lot, we've experienced a lot, especially in our fantasies, in our visions, and in our emotional life. So it is a little bit of the aftermath. It is a little bit of the emotional hangover energy where we get a little stuck. But it doesn't have to be, you know, a bad thing. It is also giving us the opportunity to step into greater emotional independence. That's the whole point. 5 of Pentacles, yeah, it could be hard to make that step. Because with the 5 of Pentacles, we also feel like there's nothing to gain, and it is quite difficult, you know, to get going, to get moving, to make things happen. We feel like circumstances hold us back, or we don't have all the resources, or we don't have all the maybe even physical resources, you know. This could have weakened us. Even though there is a resolution that's been achieved, this could have weakened us. And we are still dealing with the weakened part. But there is an 8 of Wands here that is bringing movement. Once you've come to terms, once we come to terms with this 5 of Pentacles energy, that it is what it is and it's just going to be a little harder than usual, the movement will be coming. And especially for Capricorn, they like the tough conditions. It is just a Capricorn thing, you know. Capricorns, I feel like they really prosper. The harder and more difficult it is, they prosper. That's where they do their best work, and they enjoy it. They enjoy complaining also. I know so many Capricorns who love complaining, and it's their favorite thing. And it doesn't mean that they even feel bad, you know. It's just they just love it. Also, I mean, I come from a city, I live in a city in Vienna, everybody complains all the time. It's just our thing. So you get used to it. It's not even real if people are just like content. Anyway, so yeah, that's what's going on. And now we look at relationships. This could be about relationships, doesn't have to be though. What I was talking about before. Now we talk about either romantic relationships or relationships that are very close and dear to us. So it could be friendships, it could be you know, kids, it could be family, it could be romantic, of course. I do concentrate on the romantic stuff because it's so much fun. All right, Judgment in the reverse. I'm gonna let this just sit for a moment and cook because I need more context. We did talk about the Judge and the Adjustment card, and all right, Temperance in the reverse. Ooh, ooh, ooh. It seems like somebody is making a judgment against the plan or the divine plan maybe, and that can quite bring you out of balance within. It can be quite upsetting and get us to extreme ways of feeling and emotional experience. Temperance card in reverse. Also, somebody might just see how you're dealing with quite intense imbalance within, and therefore they are not making a judgment on a situation because they see like you're not in your you're not in a great state, or you're not in a, I'm not saying you're feeling so bad, but you're not balanced out, you're not in your strongest state emotionally to make to be fully predictable or something. I don't know. It seems like somebody is just holding back with making a clear decision or clear judgment about a situation because they see you're quite off balance or quite in an extreme place right now. For you, it's important. I mean, it seems like we don't have to, you know, change anything really with this temperance in the reverse. We just need to be aware that things are quite extreme right now. It's the temperance card is a card of healing when it's upright. When it's not upright, when it's like this upside down, then we maybe are not ready, you know, to heal parts of ourselves or be on that healing train right now. And sometimes we are just not, we cannot heal all the time. I mean, we kind of do, but we can't all the time. So it could also be a situation where you don't want to make a situation better with a person. It's quite stubborn energy. Yeah, 6 of Wands in the reverse. 4 of Swords in the reverse. Well, it seems like you're not getting a break from this. I don't know what's going on. It could be a divorce. Doesn't have to be. It seems like it's hard to get a break from this whole thing. Yeah, confirmation, High Priestess. Because the 4 of Swords in the reverse is kind of like an indicator that we just can't catch a break, like, and it's not quite over here, this whole thing, but at the same time we don't have a really good solution. Nobody really feels optimistic towards a situation right now. We need to remember, and that's something we can do with the adjustment card, that every situation we're in right now, and I know this is a hard pill to swallow and not comfortable, especially when we are in a situation that is uncomfortable, but it has a lot of hope in it, because every situation we are in is just the result of a lot of decisions we made in the past, consciously or not subconsciously or unconsciously. Which gives us, you know, when we look at it from another dimension and perspective, gives us the hope that if we make the right decisions in the now, and the more and more right decisions we make, the situation must change. It must. There is no maybe, there is no, you know, let's see, that it must. The situation must change if we make decisions in a way that feel right, and that are guided in a way, from a higher sense of self. So I think this is, I don't know why this message is coming through, but my ear is also ringing, so sounds sounds like it's important. Yeah, the fox, of course, the fox is coming out. This person is smart. Don't be fooled. They have a strategy. I think another person is being very strategic, maybe not telling you all of their plans here with the little fox. Very smart. They also remember very much. They have a good memory. They do remember all the stuff. So don't be fooled. Your fire energy might be a little bit out of balance, which makes sense with the Five of Wands as well, which is the archetypal male energy. That's why this charm is here. It's the archetypal male charm. Yeah, it's an ego thing. I mean, the first house and Mars. Ooh. It is a battle. I don't know what you're fighting or what's the fight about, but there is some serious battle energy. It could be a fight to move on from a situation. It could be an inner fight, a real serious one. It could be also hard to stand up for yourself in a situation. This is the number one, which is the first house. And it's about you and your personality, and also Aries and putting yourself first. And we do have this smoky quartz with this, which is for me a cleaning out of toxic dynamics type of charm. So there is some toxicity, of course, with the Six of Wands in the reverse. It must be, you know. There is unhealthy dynamics that need to be cleared out before there can be a resolution, I think. And this requires to let go and heal and do the work, and it's just it's a process. So don't, you know, pressure yourself, don't rush anything. This seems like a serious situation, and you want to really give it time and try to just balance things out step by step, which is, again, coming back to this adjustment card, maybe the artful way of doing things, the creative way of doing things. All right, Capricorn, what a reading. Wow. Thank you so much for being here. Please like, subscribe, comment. Check out the description box and all the stuff I'm doing. I'm an artist, musician, and tarot card reader. And I hope you come back, and I'll talk to you next time. Goodbye.